Hello everybody, it's me, and today, I want to welcome you all to the first episode of Wizard News, where we talk about shit in the most simplistic, I don't know if simplistic is word, in a simple, understandable matter with a Christian perspective. Yes, I need to work on that. Thank you for acknowledging that. Anyways, so today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about what's going on here with the woke agenda. Now, I'm going to warn you folks right now. Due to this going to be a Christian perspective on this, as you continue throughout this video, I'm not going to be shedding good light on the community. People call it community, I say it's a cult. On the thing that we are in a war with. So let's begin, shall we? Ahem. Okay. So, in order to find out about this controversy, it's best if we explain just what is this woke agenda? What is going on here? Why is there a bunch of things on the news saying about people destroying pride things and all that good stuff? Like, why? What is going on here? And it's not just Christians and other people who believe in God that are doing this mess. It's also other people. What is all this thing? What is going on? Well, dear viewers, it's quite crazy. Well, I call it crazy, but it's up to you really to decide if it's crazy or not. But to put it in a nutshell, there was a guy named Nick Merckx. You may know him. He's a very famous COD person and a streamer. You know, he's a social media influencer. Not really influencer, but I wouldn't call him that. But he is definitely a guy a popular person online, known for his streaming content. And folks, we are living in a dark world, a very dark world. With the community, the LGBTQ, aka the gays. These guys are no longer just a community. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women, hide your children, because this has officially turned into a cult. So I'm going to refer to this as a cult. Now, obviously, they are going to try to lie to you some more and try claiming we're not a cult. But ladies and folks, it's a cult. That's exactly how they're acting. But let's continue. Okay. So before we continue with this story, it's important to acknowledge what's going on with this cult. What is going on? Because it will help you. The gays are starting to come for your children. That's right, folks. You heard me. And I'm sorry. This is not a prank. This is not a prank. This is not a joke. They are trying to introduce this evil filth to children. Yes, children. The young minds who are easily influenced. The minds that require guidance from parents, because they don't know. They're not aware of what's going on. Think about it. Your own children who don't know this is going on. And it's not just in a rural area. This is all over the world. In the United States. We are subjecting children to this putrid filth against God, this evil sin raised by the devil himself, trying to influence children now. Children to join this ancient cult. And they lie and they deceit. They are trying to make you believe that they are great, that there's nothing wrong with them. This could not be farther from the truth. And one thing about this cult, they do not like anyone going against them. They are horribly, we Christians like me and other people, we are their target. We are on number one on their hit list. They do not like us. They hate us. And I know some of you Christians out there, maybe you do. Maybe you don't know why. Folks, you didn't do anything wrong. In their eyes, the reason that they hate you is because you believe in God and you want to follow God and please God. That's it. That's all the reason why they are angry towards you. They resent to us. They want us to be gone from this earth. Because we speak out against the more we speak out. And this cult goes against anyone. They try to even our President Biden is attempting to silence us. To silence those who are fighting against this cult. Those who are trying to stand up and try to point out the evil that is going on here. And one such man, Nick Merckx, maybe you know him, maybe you don't. This man is one of those people who have unfortunately been discriminated against. I do not know if he is a Christian or not, but the point still stands. This cult is trying to spread their influence to children who don't know any better. These are very dark times, folks. But also, this man has not said anything controversial. Well, normal. All he said was leave the kids alone. Those 4 words have caused an uproar in this cult. This cult of evil has raged. This infuriated them. They don't like it when people fight against them. They will spread their vicious wrath upon anyone. No one is safe, not even your kids. And kids, if you're watching this, if there's any children watching, don't believe their lies. They lie, they deceit. And they do anything to get you to believe that they are good. They try to market towards you. They're trying to implement this into schools. And they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing to children. But this cult has no regards for the children, or their safety, or their beliefs. There's only one belief you're allowed to have in these wretched minds. You support us, or you're evil. That's what they are officially claiming. That's what this evil cult of, I don't know, they might be Satanist. I do not know. But it does not change how bad this is. He ended up getting punished for it. The game devs of Call of Duty themselves, Activision, has, well, discriminated against him. And but lots of people are banding together to stop this. But there are obviously people who are fighting with this evil cult. Whether they know what they're doing, or they don't know the true evil, and they are deceived by their lies. And this war is still raging on, with them trying to bring this to children, so they can believe the same lies that others have fell to. And they hate us Christians. But God has indeed warned us that this was going to happen. He has said that we will be discriminated and prosecuted against because of what we personally believe. Now, I know this is very scary for a lot of you. But guys, not everyone is cowering in the corner. We actually have some people, Catholics, Christians, normal people, who are banding together against this sacred cult. This cult of lies. And they are all banding together, and ladies and gentlemen, we are fighting back. We have finally got the courage to stand up and roar a war cry of rage against this evil. In fact, some of you might remember Ellie. If you do not know who I am talking about, I will say this. Ellie was one of those people in the cult who has lied, discriminated, and abused Christians. And she claims to be one of them. So be careful. Some of the people of this cult claim to be Christian, that claim to love God, to trick people into caring about, to trick people into this. These animals do not care. Even if you just don't support it because of your religion alone, they still hate you. And it's not right. Of course, it's not right. But ladies and gentlemen, we have people standing up. They're not sticking around letting this cult corrupt our society like this. So society is already corrupt. But we have people fighting against us. In fact, I have one such thing. And this brings tears of joy to my eyes, because we are going against a sacred cult. This is from foxnews.com, Massachusetts, and this was published on June 13, 2023, so June 13 of this year. And the heading says, students at Massachusetts Pride event destroyed decorations chanting USA or my pronouns, district says. And this goes on to, and basically, some students at Marshall Simmons Middle School destroyed rainbow decorations and disrupted the Pride event. Guys, this is very good for us. This is proof that some people are fighting against this evil cult. People are resisting. They're letting their voices be heard. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to also divert your attention to Twitter. Twitter might be a social media platform, but that's not. This is coming from an official company, the Xbox community, the Xbox company themselves. Xbox themselves have personally removed their pride flag. Businesses all over the world are actually starting to get rid of pride. They are starting to go against this. This entire woke agenda of these cult. People are done with it. No more. In fact, if you read your newspaper, you might have heard about the church. That's right, the church. God's holy house being struck by lightning after they basically welcomed the cult. That's right, folks. A church themselves, the people who are supposed to spread the joy, the word of God and His ways. Even a church turned to support this evil cult, and just calling it a church disgusts me. It puts a bad taste in my mouth, folks. Calling this building a church when they literally support sin. This is not okay. And lightning, a thing of lightning struck it, and it burnt to the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, you could say whatever you want, but I don't think this was no coincidence. I severely doubt with all my heart that this was just a simple coincidence. No. I severely doubt that a thing of lightning is just going to strike a church that is actually supporting this. I believe that church going down was actually God. God destroyed it. His holy land, and you just put a bunch of sin into it with no care in the world. God personally destroyed it. Now, it could have been a coincidence. Possible. But it's definitely not looking like it. I'm going to read more of this news article. Allow me to pull it up. Students at a Boston area middle school were accused of homophobia. Oh my goodness, God. Ladies and gentlemen. This cult went as far as to label people. To put a mark on people. That defy them. That go against them. They're labeling people. And they call it homophobia. That's what these people call you. Homophobic. That's what they call the people who rise against them. Who rise against this cult. I will keep reading now. Intolerance by education officials. Teachers are starting to... Everyone. A lot of people are supporting this cult. I do not know if they know of the evil that they are bringing into this world, that they are supporting. Or we don't know who's a victim and who's really in on it. After they tore down rainbow decorations and chanted that USA was their pronoun during displays intolerance and homophobia, students at Marshall Simons Middle School in Burlington were invited to wear rainbow-colored clothing on June 2nd in celebration of Pride Month. On that same day, there was a counter-demonstration in response to what should have been a day to celebrate. A day to celebrate! A day to celebrate a day of a month to celebrate evil and Satan's influence upon this earth. Just let that sink in. There are so many red flags. These people are now coming out with their murder. Students wore red, white, and blue clothing, chanting "My pronouns are USA" and destroyed rainbow decorations at the school. The co-chair of the Burlington Equality Coalition said during Monday's select board meeting, "These displays of intolerance and homophobia are unacceptable and impact the whole community." This woman is basically saying that by these kids going around and running around in different clothes and saying "My pronouns are USA," by going around and fighting against this, she claims that they are destroying a community. Can you believe that? Guys, listen to this. She is basically saying that she caused a destruction of a community. They do not care. They don't care when they destroy Christianity and they fight against and they go against Christianity, or Catholics, or any one of them sorts. They don't care. But when we fight against their evil, they try to make us look like the bad guy. And that is Satan's influence right there. Satan's influence. Leading them down a dark path of destruction and eternal damnation and punishment at the end of their lives. cult student, they invited students to wear and handed out rainbow stickers. A letter from school administrators to parents said some students were chanting USA or my pronouns and had intimidated students during the event. Intimidated! Intimidated. You are not hearing things, guys. Intimidated. 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 This right there, what I have just read, that is a tactic that they are using on you to make you believe that these people were intimidated. They are not intimidated, guys. They are not intimidated. They pick on us because of our rules. And when they say intimidated, no one was intimidated. It's them trying to make you feel bad for them, to lure you in to fight on the wrong side of the team, which is this cult. And what comes up next just might really offend you. Like, seriously. And this is coming from the principal of that school. The principal, the man in charge of this. Christians, Catholics, brace yourself. I want to publicly state that I stand in solidarity and support of the members of the LGBTQ community who were impacted by these events. School Principal Carl Panchez wrote in a joint letter with Superintendent Eric Conti. Publicly state, if you guys don't understand, this is what he's saying. Let me rephrase it. I want to publicly state that I stand in solidarity and support of this evil cult of people. That I want to openly support. That I openly support sin and evil, and the devil, and rebellion against God. And that's what he's basically saying. And he continues by saying, I am truly sorry that a day meant for you to celebrate your identity turned to a day of intolerance. Identity. There's that word. The word that the cult tries to spread its lies about. Identity. To show your identity. To show your identity is not evil. Identity. This community continues its lies. This is horrible. Let me continue. I am very sad. I was very upset. I've lost sleep over it. As Jago said about the incident, it kind of shocked me to a court. I didn't something like that could happen in Burlington. Governor Maura Healey, one of the Mush's first two lesbian governors. This cult, this evil cult, this cult has even the fucking people of the government are supporting this horrid thing. I don't know. Maybe she believed their lies. Maybe she's scared of persecution, of losing her job. I don't know, folks. I wish I did. And she's lesbian. She's gay. She is evil herself. The devil tricked this woman, convinced her of what seemed to be right. It's horrible. I hope it becomes a teaching moment for the young people who are involved in that. It doesn't represent who we are as a state. No, it is not what we represent. As a state, this state represents God, and God we trust. Throughout all of history, we have fought to protect God, to do this in God's honor. So she's sort of right. This is not how we do as a state. We should not be supporting evil. This country should not be supporting evil, especially. We were supposed to support God. Our founding fathers believed in God and loved Him. The Bill of Rights even has freedom of speech, of rights. And the freedom of speech and religion. This country and state has gone against the very thing that it was meant to support. And they do not care. Has reached out to the Burlington School District for more and not had heard back. And that's pretty much the end of that, for that one. Okay. Now that we've gone over this horrid thing, let's put a biblical perspective on it. My personal opinions and the biblical side of things. God has indeed told us in the Bible that we will be persecuted. There will be troubles. We will be persecuted for what we believe. But He encourages us to stay strong. And these evil people, these damn demons of hell, who are probably demons from hell. They're disguising themselves as humans to spread lies and take advantage of people, to try to bring people to turn away from God. There are many verses in the Bible that prove that gay equals sin. And this cult is trying to use language like that to get people to revolt against God, trying to get you to abandon God, because that is Satan or Lucifer. I'm calling Satan for the sake of this video. Satan's goal. The three main things that Satan wants to do is steal, kill, and destroy. But he also wants Satan was banished by God. Was banished by God. And now he is on a rampage, trying to get as many people away from God. You could say that he's doing one of those things where he's like, if I'm going down, I'm going to take as many people along with me as I can. This is serious, ladies and gentlemen. This cult is trying to lure people in so they end up getting damned and going to hell for all eternity. All eternity. With no punishment, and God will not save you then. And Judgment Day, judgment is going to come to all. And so, my final message for this video, ladies and gentlemen, I want to personally tell you all to stay strong. Do not believe their lies and deceit. no matter what they say. Do not believe their lies and deceit. Stay true with God. For these people, people of this cult are going to be in hell. They're going to join Lucifer into the lake of fire and burn for all eternity. These people are going to see God, and I wouldn't be surprised if they spit in his face. But they won't. They'll try to beg and scream because they see that they've been lied to. Maybe some have been lied to. In fact, I believe that I cannot confirm this, but I think I've seen something about Joe Biden actually making laws targeting Christians. But I have not confirmed it, and I will, and maybe next video I'll talk more about it if I get more evidence for you guys. For my fellow Christians out there, video with everyone you know and see. Spread this word. We need to bring awareness to this cult. The more people who learn about this and maybe fight against it or even go with God, decide to join God's team, the better. You could be saving someone's life, and you could be saving someone from eternal damnation. So I urge you all right now, please, preach the gospel of God. No matter what happens, no matter how much they do to you, preach the word of God, and God will handsomely reward you with it to be with Him for all eternity. Please, don't do it and don't fall for these people's tricks. Don't break. They want you to break. And they want you to keep silent. So please, everyone, stay safe out there. Spread this message. Thank you all for liking this. Thank you all for watching and listening to this very important message. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below anything you want to comment down below. Stay safe. Stay strong. This woke agenda, this cult, will not get the better of us Christians. We will stay true in the right hand of God. And please, spread the word of God. The more people that we convince to join us, the better. Thank you.